If you're on Social Security or disability benefits, listen up. I have great news. There is going to be a stimulus check in 2025 after all. President Trump just announced that he's considering issuing a $2,000 stimulus check per person this fall to all American citizens, including seniors on Social Security and disability benefits. This is exciting news because a lot of seniors have been wondering and hoping for a stimulus check this year before the end of the year, given that inflation has been so high and a lot of seniors are feeling economic pain and need some relief. But my question is, the president also in August proposed a $600 stimulus check, which is actually been put before the Senate in legislation. So I am wondering if the 2000 is on top of the 600 or the 2000 is replacing the 600. I did my research and I'm going to fill you in on exactly what is happening. This news just came in yesterday, October the 3rd. So let's dig into it. Um, now, before I get started, my name is Kwame Kwade. I am a government benefits expert. For 15 years, I've been helping seniors get the retirement benefits they deserve. I create content on Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, food stamps, and other personal finance topics that affect seniors both in and out of Congress. If you're new here, welcome. I am glad you're here. Do me a favor, go into the comments and let me know your city and your state. And if you've been watching my Benefits Insider channel for a while, welcome back. Actually, this is my highlight channel. I have another channel with about 185,000 subscribers. It's called Benefits Insider. So if you haven't subscribed to that yet, you will see the link in the comments and in the description to this video. So let's jump into this breaking news story. So President Trump is considering issuing stimulus checks this fall to seniors, and it is something that is going to come out of the record amount of tariff revenue that has been raised. And so my question is this in addition to the recently announced $600 stimulus? Well, I went into that rabbit hole and let's see what I found. So let's start with the $2,000 stimulus. So this report says that President Trump has again floated the idea of giving Americans similar checks based on revenues from his tariffs. Now, I can see that this has not moved on the screen. So let me make sure that you can see it. Okay, I was actually showing you the wrong thing. So let's remove this and then let's put this on. There we go. So President Trump has given floated the idea of giving Americans stimulus checks based on revenue from his tariffs. The big picture is that the president is continuing to promote the revenue from his tariff as they even received pushback from the court. So he's moving full steam ahead. Trump said on One American News Television in an interview that aired on Thursday that he's considering offering American checks from the revenue worth between 1,000 to 2,000. We are going to do something. We are looking at something. Number one, we are paying down the debt because we have allowed the debt to go crazy. We'll pay back debt, but we also might give a distribution to people, almost like a dividend to the American people. So that is what the president is saying. But where is this money coming from? Well, there's been a record amount of tariff revenue. Tariffs are projected to generate $400 billion in revenue this year. As of June, the U.S. has already collected $100 billion in customs revenue since Trump took office. Most of that, $81 billion in total, is from tariff imposed since January the 20th. So now let's talk about what other news organizations are reporting regarding this same story so we can get some more context about that. So I'm going to go here and look at what this other article that I pulled up is sharing regarding these same tariffs. So hold on a second. There we go. Um, Now, let's go to this Newsweek article regarding the tariffs because they're saying the same thing. As you can see on my screen, it says Trump proposes a new stimulus check of up to $2,000 for Americans. And here is what they had to say. President Trump has said he's considering offering Americans stimulus checks of between 1,000 to 2,000 from tariff revenue. Talking to One America News Network in a one-on-one interview that aired on Thursday, Trump was asked what he would do with the revenues generated from high tariffs on imported goods to the United States. We are going to do something that, again, repeating the same thing from the other article. Asked about the size of the proposed rebate checks, Trump said his team was thinking about $1,000 to $2,000. So that is the news. Now, a few months ago, the president proposed an additional tariff. And here is that particular news. And then I can tell you what's happening with that. So Trump had said that he was okay considering a $600 stimulus check from tariff revenue. And so that led Senator Josh Hawley of Missouri to craft legislation to do exactly that. So Senator Hawley introduced a bill to send tariff rebate to Americans. First, to NBC News, Hawley pledged to sponsor legislation after President Trump expressed interest in sending out rebate checks last week. So Republican Josh Hawley of Missouri, I want to make sure that you guys can see this on the screen. Yes, you can. Introduced legislation Monday to provide some rebate checks of at least $600 per child to American families, similar to the stimulus check the government distributed during the COVID pandemic. Hawley submitted legislation after having pledged to do so on Friday after President Trump told reporters he would be interested in sending tariff-related rebates to Americans. Like President Trump proposed, my legislation will allow hardworking Americans to benefit from wealth that the Trump tariffs are returning to this country. And so now Hawley actually went ahead and introduced the legislation, and I'm going to show you what the legislation looks like. So right here is the bill that he introduced in the Senate. In the 119th Congress, I want to make sure that you can see that. And it says to amend the Internal Revenue Code of 1986 to provide rebates to individuals using tariff proceeds in the Senate of the United States. So what is going on is that 1,000 replacing the 600, and my research shows that yes. So the 600 tariff idea, the stimulus check will go away and it will be replaced with $1,000 to $2,000, depending on what the president finally decides. Now, what is the process? What happens next? Well, it will have to be turned into legislation. So hopefully, Senator Josh Hawley would amend his $600 legislation and turn into a $2,000 legislation. And then there'll be another version that has to be introduced in the House of Representatives. And then both have to be passed. And the president, of course, is his idea. So we don't think there'll be a problem with him signing that legislation. So right now where we are is that we have one legislation in the Senate that needs to be updated, and then we have to introduce, or somebody has to introduce one in the House of Representatives. Both of them have to pass, and then of course it's the president's idea, so it will be signed right away. So what is the timeline here? I'm thinking that this is going to happen in the fall, because for a couple of reasons. Inflation numbers have been coming out and it has not been looking good. And polls have been coming out showing that a lot of Americans are not happy with the economy. So another way to kind of turn that around and put some money back in the pocket of people, including seniors who are about to see their Medicare Part B premium grow by 8%, 12%, their Medicare Part B deductible go up by 12%. A lot of people are not happy. Meanwhile, their COLA, is cost of living adjustment, is only projected to be 2.7%. So seniors and people on disability also need a lot of help. And thankfully, they've all been included in this. So if you want to keep up with these kinds of news, breaking news that are happening at breaking neck pace. I mean, every single day there's something new that is happening. It's hard to keep up. Even those of us who do this full time, it's hard for us to keep up. So I wonder what my viewers are experiencing. If you want to be kept in the loop, text insider to the number you see on your screen, 443-293-0080, and I'll add you to my text list. And then when there's a breaking news, I'll alert you, but not only tell you what the news is, but I'll also provide you some context on what it means for you and your finances and your benefits. So don't delay. Take out your phone, text insider to 443-293-0080. 0080. Now, if you like what you heard today, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. If you're new to my channel, I'm glad you stuck around and consume this content. And I'm hope to see you again tomorrow on another video. Make sure that you subscribe to my other channel, Benefits Insider, which is my main channel where I put out longer form video explaining things in detail. This is my highlight channel where I try to package things in 8 to 10 minute videos for quick consumption. So thank you for being here.